remind you, you got to check the signs, right? One of the most common errors I see students make with integers is they forget the minus sign. Okay, there's no minus sign here, but there was in 5 times a negative 9, right? So you don't want to be plowing through these, right? You got to take your time, because if all you got to do is forget the minus sign here, and guess what happens to the rest of the problem?
It's wrong.
It's wrong. Yeah. So you got to make sure that you take your time with it and work through the process of each step. Okay, let's go on to a new page. Now we want to divide. And here we have 14 divided by a negative 2. Now, remember this, A divided by B is the same as A over B. Remember that? If you ever see me in another course, you're going to see me using this concept over and over and over again. When you have division like this, you want to put the first number is always going to be the numerator. Second number is always going to be in the denominator. Now, it's pretty obvious at first, because you're used to 14 divided by, negative 2. But when the smaller number is first, divided by the larger than or more negative and positive, then it can be a problem. So we've got a negative divided by positive, right? And that's going to give us a what? Negative 7, because you got a positive divided by a negative. And so you have to keep that negative. Okay? Any questions with that? So let's say that we have a negative 10 divided by a negative 20. Okay? So we're going to write it as a rational number. Okay? Or in fraction form, right? So what goes first? The negative 10 goes in the numerator. Whatever's first, that always goes in the numerator. Over a negative 20. Now we know that negative divided by negative is a positive. So we make those a positive. And we know that the zeros can cancel, right? Or 10 divided into 20. And so we end up with a positive 1/2. Now you see why you want to write it as a fraction? Because if you write it out long ways like this, you may end up getting 2 instead of 1/2. So you want to put it in rational form, and then go ahead and work it from there. All right, any questions with that? Okay, well let's say that we have 0 divided by negative 1. So that's going to be 0 over a negative 1, right? Now anytime 0 is in the numerator, it's 0. Okay? You cannot leave it like this. You have to simplify it. Okay? Now, contrary to that, let's say we have 5 divided by 0. Okay, so we're going to write this as what goes in the numerator. The 5, 0 goes in the denominator, but when 0 is in the denominator, that's undefined. So when you're dividing, when you got a division sign, when you got a division problem with 0 in it, you have to state whether it's 0 or whether it's undefined. Just leaving this as 5 over 0 is wrong. Okay, you have to state that it's undefined. Okay? Alright, any questions with that? Even 0 over 0 is undefined. A lot of people think that it's 0, but it's not. The 0 in the denominator is always going to be undefined, no matter what it is. Okay?